Welcome back to the Stu Peters Show. I'm Edward Saul. A month ago, we had one of our most memorable segments in a long time. We spoke to Dave Weiss, or as he's more widely known, Flat Earth Dave. Dave's take on things are that the elite have ultimate power in terms of manufacturing what we believe. He believes they've used NASA, big media, and countless other players to shape our brains into believing the world is a sphere instead of a disk. And before you laugh too hard, can you actually prove that the world is a sphere? How? What? Can you tell it to your kids? Can you tell it to your family? Many people, they laugh at this or they scoff at it, but do you really actually know why you believe what you believe? Dave isn't afraid to debate anyone, pretty much any time. His hour-long debate with the YouTube account Professor Dave Explains had piled up almost 3 million views, willing to have basically anyone on this program, and a lot of people wanted to see more of Flat Earth Dave after his last showing. We're happy to indulge them. David Weiss joins us now. Welcome to the Stu Peters Show, sir.
Thanks for having me, Edward. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled that the Stu Peters Network is brave enough, not that I ever thought you weren't, to address this polarizing topic. Not that you guys need any more polarization, but this is a topic that is it's tied to what's going on in the world, right? You know, you guys focusing on the clot shot, what's going on in this world, it's beyond what people can imagine. Well, the globe lie is beyond what people can imagine. And the fact that in this world of deception and in this world of deception and countries fighting for resources and everything, there's two things that they could both agree upon. They both agree that nobody can go to Antarctica and explore independently, and everybody needs to get the clot shot. Why are all the countries in the world coming together on all of this? So I'm going to tie these two things together and show why this is the most important topic in the world. And for those of you ready to tune out right now, I'm offering 3,000 ounces of silver or 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof when I'm done. And let me tell you, I have no fear because there are none. We don't live on a globe. And once you're willing to look at this, then you'll see. So at the beginning, you mentioned, hey, we're not a disk in space. We're not, we're a disk versus a globe. This is when you Google flat Earth, this is what comes up, Edward. They show you, this is from the Flat Earth Society. The Flat Earth Society is not the flat Earth. It is a controlled opposition site. It's like Googling, hey, is the clot shot good for you? You're going to end up on an equal site of propaganda.
So there's different factions inside the flat Earth community.
Well, no, it's not that. It's controlled opposition. They want you to think this is flat Earth, so you dismiss it and never look at it again. Okay? This is what they've everyone that fights the flat Earth, they think that this is what flat Earthers think. This is stupid. If this is what flat Earth was, I wouldn't be a flat Earther. Okay? So we're looking for the truth. Stu was asking me, he said, where is the Amundsen Scott Station? Right? Well, it's right here if you look at the globe this way. But in reality, it's hold on a second. Sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where'd it go? No, it's all right. So in reality, let me just bring it over. These are the stations out here. They're just around our pond. Let me get a little farther into this and people will understand for those of you that are new to this, right? Here's a map that was used for war planning. Airlines use this map to this very day. This is a map of our world, okay? Large bodies of water at rest lay flat, scientifically, testably, measurably, provably flat, and airplanes fly over the Earth plane. This is the Gleason's map, which is in every library, every school up and through the 1950s, and then all of a sudden it was removed. Why is that, right? So real quick, what is the flat Earth? We live in the Antarctic basin. Antarctica is the land that surrounds us. And in 1940s and 50s, we had Project High Jump, and Admiral Byrd flew out there supposedly and said there's more resources with no people, no animals, no plants, just resources. And then all of a sudden, all the countries in the world signed the Antarctic Treaty that nobody can independently explore out there.
But Operation High Jump too, Dave, if I may interject real quick, there was more to that operation too, wasn't it? That was also the operation that Admiral Byrd encountered what he considered to be flying saucers. And there were Marines lost, aircraft lost. Is that something you've also addressed too? Like how would, because Admiral Byrd, Operation High Jump, I didn't realize that This is something of reference in regard to the flat Earth debate. But is that something you've addressed before?
Well, again, I wasn't there. Admiral Byrd was a Freemason. I believe the story that he went out and found more land bigger than the United States, filled with resources. But we'll get into when you Google flat Earth, right? You just get lies. The search engines will deliver you just the anti-flat Earth channels, the government-run nonsense. They will feed you aliens from outer space. They want you to believe in that because that's actually scientifically impossible. So you can get a guided tour right here, this little ice island here, which is bigger than many countries. They'll show you some penguins, but no one's allowed to explore out here in the outer space. That's interesting, right? Here's this is at the Texas, I think it was Texas airport. I forget, Dallas airport, I think. Yeah, Dallas. This is the TSA area. We got a flat Earth map, and they're guarding the ice wall, right? If you believe in symbolism, they do a lot of symbolism all the time. They're always showing us stuff sticking in our face.
Well, sure, like the Denver airport, right? The Denver airport had a lot of things that people pointed to as like a foreshadowing of the pandemic, right? The kids wearing masks with different countries' flags on them.
They always put these symbols these signs right in front of our faces. There's so many of them, and I could show you where to see all them, but we only have a very short segment here. So this is Antarctica at the bottom of a ball. They tell us, right? They tell us it's between 10 and 13,000 miles around. So that's it. That's interesting. So a way that we can prove that the Earth is round is we could sail around, follow the edge all the way around, and measure our miles. The last person to do that was Captain Cook. It took him 3.5 years, and he went over 68,000 miles. Now, wait a minute. The equator is only about 25,000 miles around. How could Antarctica at the bottom of the ball be 68,000 miles? Okay, that makes no sense. That leads, evidence to a flat Earth. And then people will quickly jump in and say, well, what about the Antarctic sailboat race, which happens every year, every couple of years? It just happened this year. This year on the Antarctic sailboat race, they showed from Cape Town around Antarctica over to Brazil was 32,000 miles. On their website, they said it's 32,000 miles. Now, remember, the equator is only 24,900 miles around. How could this leg, not even the full way around the smaller part, be 32,000 miles? Sticking it right in front of our face, okay? So this is the part that's super interesting. This is a marine cargo ship tracking site, and you can click on any one of these dots. It'll tell you what's on the boat, who owns it, how big it is, all the information about it, where it's going. Basically you get tons and tons of information from it. But we looked and we found that there were ships hundreds of miles inside of Antarctica where it's supposed to be land or ice. How could there be ships all the way in Antarctica, right? Here's a map that was found in Hawaii. It was from a Buddhist monk, Buddhist temple, 10 centuries old, and it's showing all of these islands out here. These are, all of these continents. These are huge. This is bigger than the United States and Canada right here. What if this is just frozen out here and we're calling it Antarctica, and there's openings, to get out here? So we looked up the ship that we found, and it was from the island, from the little island called Kiribati, right? Which is a little atoll out in the South Pacific, right? It's literally a sandbar, okay? And this ship was 480 meters. It was like 1,800 feet long, 80 meters wide, 560 meters long. Gigantic ship. That ship could supply everyone on this island with everything they need for probably 20 years. Okay. And what is it doing on this island? Where is it going? And the Chinese government is highly involved with this island. The head of China has been there many times. China just gave this island $10 billion, right? Are these shipping lanes to the outer worlds that we would never know about it because you never even heard of this island? No one listening ever heard of that island.
Well, on Dave, and I know you've addressed a lot of this in the course of that very viral debate. That is one question I've had, is that you mentioned the Chinese, look at other world powers, other superpowers. The resounding theory is that all these countries would have to be aware of the lie, right? It's not just NASA or the elites. They'd have to be coordinating the deception, correct? So China is aware in this
Absolutely.
case, if this is the case, that it's flat and it's not round.
Absolutely. All of the major all of the countries, they all know. This is a lie to keep us as slaves, right? They've taken our world, they've wrapped it around a ball. So instead of being able to go beyond, they told us this is it. This is where it all terminates and this is the end, right? You go to Antarctica, and I mean if you Google pictures of Antarctica from space, you get all cartoons. There's nothing. They'll show you some stuff around the shoreline where there are bases, right? But there's nothing in the center, which is really if you unfold it, it's the outer lands, the extra territory, right? If somebody came from that extra territory, you might consider them an extraterrestrial, right? So large bodies of water, I said, need lateral pressure. They lay flat when at rest. Here's the edge of a lake. The lake is holding the water in. Here's Antarctica. Antarctica is the edge of our lake.
Well, on this real quick, so one of the questions I've had with this, so many countries have kept this secret, if this is the case. How many, all the countries, all the major countries, any country with any standing in the world would have to know about this. Anyone who has access to satellite technology, topography, any of that kind of stuff, they would have to be in on this this deception. Why have none of the countries blown the whistle on this before? Like in the case of some countries that don't exist anymore, why didn't they blow the whistle on the way out? You know, kind of thing, like deathbed confession.
First, all of the countries that are in on the Antarctic Treaty, either they know or they're like, okay, we're in on the treaty, and then they don't know because they're not allowed there. You can't go explore beyond 60 degrees south without being stopped by a warship, by a drone, by a jet fighter. People have had their boats, captains have had their boats taken away. They've been jailed. No one is allowed to go there. Okay. But again, anything that I tell you today, I don't want you to believe anything. I want to point to some doors, tell you to go investigate it yourself, prove these things for yourself, because that's what I did. No one becomes a flat earther by going, oh yeah, flat earth, I'm in. Yeah, it's a great idea. I'm going to alienate my friends and family and be a flat earther. We have to go and try to disprove the globe. When I went to look into it, I tried to prove the globe and disprove flat earth. I went in with the wrong attitude, with a closed mind. And I came out the other end like, oh my God, what a lie. How did I ever fall for it?
Well, Dave, I want to be really clear. I have a lot of respect for you, and I have a lot of respect for the stand you've taken, because you're a skeptic. That's actually what it is. I don't even like the term flat earther. I think that is a disparaging term that the elite and the mainstream media have really established. You're a skeptic, and rightfully so. How many things have the government lied to us? You and I can point to more things the government has lied to us about than the things they're actually telling us the truth about. So carry on, Dave. Could tell me more.
Well, no, I like to call myself a true earther or a conspiracy analyst. We're all conspiracy analysts. We're not conspiracy theorists. The difference between a conspiracy theory and a fact is about 6 months right now, right? So here are some things, the common proofs that we've all been, told to, memorize, to regurgitate. What about the sun? The sun going down. This is just the sun moving over our sky. It circles above us and it's going away, just like these streetlights are going away. They look like they're going down, just like the sun looks like it's going down. It's all about perspective. And you can't see the streetlight that's a mile down the road because it merges with the horizon. And a celestial object above the atmosphere has the atmosphere layer, which becomes opaque over distance. Here is a little experiment I did in my kitchen. I call this my sorry about that. This is my sunset in my kitchen. So this line right here, it looks like the sun is going down, and it looks like it's going below this thing. This is a view from the surface of my counter, right? But this is a elevated view, and you can see that this same line is level, and the sun never goes below it. Here's an actual sunset. What's the sun going behind here? This is called the atmospheric deck of opacity. It's just where the atmosphere becomes opaque and the sun goes beyond it, right? That could be mountains in the distance, which I'll show you in a moment, that the light just can't get to you, right? Here's one where I took with my drone, elevated, super cold day. It was below freezing in the winter, and the sun went down, 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 and then it stopped and it sat here. This is super sped up, and it just went away. Watch it again over here. It just went away, and it took its light with it. Now, my friends were down walking around the beach, and they watched the sunset 10 minutes earlier. They watched it set from the bottom up. But I'm watching the sun. It's not going down. It went down, 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 down. If we were spinning, it would just keep on going, but it didn't. It just stopped, right?
Well, Dave,
Here's
we're
one
going to have
of
to
a,
bring you back on, and I'd like to do this bi-weekly, actually. I'll talk to the producers, and I know Stu's very excited about continuing to do chapters of analysis on this. Maybe each one of these will hit just a little bit more of it. Dave, where can the audience find more information, maybe even watch the debate? We're going to put a lot of this in the description, but where can they find more information from your quest for the truth on this subject?
So again, if Googling will get you nothing but nonsense, go to flatearthdave.com. There I have my crash course, my app. It's a $3 app. It'll show you everything that you need to see. It has frequently asked questions like, hey, what about ships over the horizon? What about seasons, right? Seasons actually prove flat Earth. Click that, up come a list of videos that you won't find on YouTube because they won't serve them to you. They're all hidden. It has tons of resources. And on it, I have the Flat Earth Friend Finder, which shows us where other people are around you, and you can communicate with them. You can send messages. You can do meetups. You can, meet people are actually,
That's
meeting
awesome.
significant others because all of these dots are awake, aware people unjabbed. Okay, now that's a good thing for this group of people. Again, if you think flat Earth is dumb, it's because we were all programmed to do that. You have to try to look and prove it, and then you come out the other side. It's truly amazing. And just one last thing. Any other shows out there that are hearing this, anybody, small show, big show, have me on. Let's have this conversation. Let's have a lengthy conversation. Ted and Austin Brower, I know you're out there. Kelsey Grammer, I know you know. Amy Irving, Justin Bieber, Joe Rogan, you guys all know, and you're hiding it, and you're hiding the truth. This is the key to our freedom, okay? This is the key to our freedom. How can we set ourselves free if we don't even know where we are, who we are, what we are, that we're at the center of creation? So they're hiding God, they're hiding more land, they're hiding technology, they're hiding resources, they're hiding our divinity. And once you see that, you can unplug from the heliocentric matrix and, take your true life back.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that information today, Mr. Weiss. We'll definitely be having you back on. Thank you for giving a different perspective. Aside from, I guess, the heliocentric, NASA elite-controlled one. This is definitely food for thought, and certainly one I think that requires a little more of a longer form to fully grasp. But, hey, you're an ally in the fight against deception, and I'm glad that you're among us. Thank you so much, sir. Take care.
I appreciate it. Thanks.